this video, I'll cover some major breaking news that shook the markets today. President Donald Trump announced 125% tariffs on Chinese imports, and for all other countries, there is a 90-day pause during which 10% tariffs will apply as there has been no retaliation from them so far. And the market reaction was absolutely wild. And my usual day 37 portfolio update. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel $1 Million SIP. If you're new here, this is my personal journey to grow $0 to $1 million in 10 years using a disciplined and back-tested hybrid SIP strategy focused on TQQQ. Today is day 37, but before jumping into today's update, I want to quickly recap day 36 since I couldn't post a video yesterday due to some work. So on day 36, TQQQ opened above the 12 EMA. So I waited for my usual entry setup, which is price dipping below the 12 EMA and then bounce back above. It did dip below, but it never gave me that bounce back confirmation. So I did not enter any trade that day. It is a perfect example of why sticking to rules is important, even if the market is tempting. Now, getting back to day 37 update. Today, I again set a daily investment limit between $200 and $250 because yesterday's open and close were still below the 12 EMA. I then switched to the 5 minutes chart and waited for the same setup, a dip below the 12 EMA followed by a bounce back above. So this confirmation came around 10:15 Central Time. So I entered the trade. So at that point, TQQQ was trading around 40.34. So I bought 6 units, investing $242. Now here's where things got crazy. At around 12:15 Central Time, President Trump made a surprise post on Truth Social announcing 125% tariffs on all Chinese imports effective immediately. But that wasn't all. He also addressed trade with other countries. Instead of blanket tariffs, Trump announced a 90-day pause on reciprocal tariffs for nations not retaliating against US trade policies. So during this 90-day window, a reduced 10% tariff would apply to those countries. So in simpler terms, it was a bold move aimed directly at China, signaling a hard stance on trade imbalances while giving other trading partners a chance to negotiate or adapt without facing immediate heavy tariffs. And the market's reaction was instant and explosive. So investors rushed in, possibly anticipating stronger US economic protection, revived domestic manufacturing, or simply reacting to the sheer surprise and scale of the move. So here's what happened. The S&P 500 surged by 9.5%, Nasdaq 100 soared by 12%, the Dow Jones jumped nearly 2,900 points in a single session, which was a massive move, and the big tech names, often referred to as the Magnificent Seven, led the charge. Tesla was up 22%, Nvidia gained 18.7%, Apple closed with 15% rally. This kind of market movement is incredibly rare and shows just how sensitive stocks can be to geopolitical decisions, especially those affecting global trade. And of course, leveraged ETFs like TQQQ react even more dramatically, which I'll get into next. So as you can see here, QQQQ was up 12%, and since TQQQ is a 3 times leveraged ETF, it closed at 52.61, which was a 35% gain for the day. So I just want to pause here and remind you, this is exactly what I had predicted 2 days ago in one of my earlier videos. To 25% from current levels before finding meaningful support. As I always emphasize, gaps tend to be filled, especially when they occur during periods of panic selling. So while the current trend is bearish, I expect the price to eventually bounce back to fill the gap and then resume the downtrend or potentially reverse altogether. Whether we see a reversal or continuation of the downtrend will largely depend on how the trade war narrative evolves over the next few days. News and sentiment around that will drive the next major move. So I talked about gap fill zone and how support and resistance levels were aligning perfectly. And here we are, price has now filled that gap and reached the resistance zone I had marked. So yes, news can act as a catalyst, but price action tells the story ahead of time. Whether you're a trader or a long-term investor, it's crucial to base your decisions on price action, not gambling or relying solely on some random candlestick patterns. By the way, I'll soon be starting a new beginner-friendly series on this channel called Trade Like a Pro: Beginner Secrets Unleashed, where I'll break down technical analysis in a simple and practical way. Now, back to TQQQ. I mentioned in the previous video that the chances of downward rally is more than the reversal after filling the gap. But now, at this point, after the announcement of this news, I would say the chances of reversal are more than the downward rally. But you never know because these news keeps changing almost every single day. But at this point, yes, the reversal chances are more than the downward rally. But from the technical analysis perspective, I will only confirm the reversal if the price crosses this resistance zone, not until then. Now, let's take a look at my portfolio for today. My total investment so far is $8,091 with 129 units of TQQQ in my holdings. Today, TQQQ closed at 52.61, which means the market value of my holdings is $67.87. After today's purchase, my average price per unit is down to 62.70, and that puts me at a net loss of $1,304, which translates to a 16% decline overall. For context, TQQQ is still down 42% from its recent high, but my portfolio is only down 16%, which means my hybrid SIP strategy is outperforming by. That's it for day 37. What a roller coaster of a day. If you're following my journey, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the daily updates. Thanks for watching and I'll see you tomorrow for day 38.